Hello, and welcome to today's trending contract, the Facility Massacre, set in Chongqing and supplied to us today by Alt Eclipse. So moving on to our briefing, an employee gets tired and commits a massacre, plain and simple. Good luck by Street Surgeon. So moving on to our targets, and we have a plethora of them. There are actually 16 in total. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the facility analyst, and we'll be bringing with us a combat knife, an magnetic gas grenade, and a Seeker 1. So right from the start and off the bat, we have our work cut out for us. Now luckily all of these targets are relatively well grouped. So first thing we're going to do is grab the banana from the bench and throw it into the corner of the room, which will attract the attention of our first target, and we're going to eliminate him with a very quick and simple cut to the throat. We're going to deposit him in the closet provided, as there are 5 more targets just outside of this room. So once again, using the banana we've collected, we're going to throw that into the corner of the room once again with the door open. That will attract the attention of one of our targets from outside. It doesn't matter which one. And we're going to wait in the opposite corner. And once they come in to investigate, we'll launch our knife at them, and we are 2 targets down. So again, we're going to deposit them in the closet provided, retrieve our knife, retrieve our rather useful banana, although it will be somewhat bruised by this point, and will get even more bruised as we're about to rinse and repeat the same procedure again. And we will lure in target number 3, and just as we did before, we're going to wait for them to come in, launch our knife at them, and down they go. So that's 3 targets down with loads more to go. We're going to retrieve our items once again, and now we're going to do a little bit of leg work. We'll come back to the rest of the people in this area a bit later on. So we're going to make our way into the vetting room and into the storage room and turn on the copier here. That will attract the attention of our next target, who is currently engaged in a conversation with a guard. We're going to hide ourselves behind the closet here, and when they come in to investigate, once again we will launch our knife at them. I don't think this is really a throwable knife, but it's doing the job, and down goes our next target. So what I really should be doing right now is grabbing the key dongle from the shelf, but I completely forget to do that. That will slow us down a little later on. We're going to use our camera to opaque the window to the office, and that means we can then make our way inside, eliminate our target within without being spotted by the guard, and just once again a quick slice across the throat, and down goes another target. So with her out of the way, we can now approach the guard, and again just positioning ourselves behind them, we're gonna quickly get rid of them. And again, there is a dongle on the desk here that we really should be grabbing, but once again I have forgotten. We're going to hide this guard in the closet just outside the room, and once those doors close, we are locked out because we forgot to grab the dongles. Never mind, we are not heading back that way just yet, as we are making our way to the bathroom, and in here we will find a chef playing with his Tinder app, and again we're just going to drop him very quickly. We'll deposit him in the closet provided, and then utilizing our remarkable banana once again, we will take care of the other 2 chefs out in the corridor. So we're just going to throw our banana down the corridor there. That will get the chef's attention, and the young lady, I believe, will be the first to come and investigate. And when she gets around the corner there, we will have to abandon hiding against the wall and then launch our knife at her, and down she goes. So again, we're just going to retrieve everything that we have dropped, including our banana. We're then going to deposit this young lady in the bathroom closet with her colleague. The other gentleman does not notice. He seems to be looking rather worse for wear, feeling very sorry for himself for some reason. I wasn't listening to the conversation, so I don't know what's wrong. So next up, we're going to take him out and put him out of his misery, and we'll just rinse and repeat the exact same procedure we did with the young lady, except this time we know not to hug the wall, as that will not work. So down goes yet another target. We've run out of closet space, so we are going to start using the toilet cubicle, the one furthest away from us, as we will be making a few people sick and they will want to head to the nearest cubicle. So we're just going to drag our friend here into the cubicle, and we will find out that this cubicle has glass walls, along with the outer walls and the walls beyond that. So at this point, we're going to return to the other area where we first started, and it's at this point I realized I forgot to grab the dongles. So we're going to have to go around the long way, and that also includes being scanned by the computer, which I'm not too happy about, as it's going to predict everything about me, including all of my health issues and probably my sexual orientation. I do not enjoy being scanned by AI. So eventually we're allowed through, and then we find out yet again that we are still locked in, and we only have one means of escape now, and that is through the air vent. So we're going to drop through that after hacking the grill. While we're here, we will grab the dongles finally, as we will be coming back this way once again. So we're just going to make sure we get the one on the shelf and the one on the desk. I don't know which one opens the doors, so we'll grab them both. So before we enter back into the recreation area, we're going to select our Egmatic grenade, and we're going to throw that over to the 3 people by the tables. That will make 2 of them sick and 1 of them highly suspicious, and it's at this point we discover the glass walls in the bathroom. So they're going to go through the scanning room and make their way to the bathroom, and you will notice that before they even get that far, the young lady, who is the second of the 2, spots the body in the bathroom from a good distance away and through multiple walls. Well done, IO. So luckily enough, she comes to investigate, and we can get rid of her rather quickly and regain our silent assassin. So once she is down, we're going to throw our knife at her colleague. We're going to deposit both of them in the useless cubicle. There's no point hiding the bodies if they can be seen through the walls, now is there? So we are down to our last 5 targets, and they are all located right back where we started, and this time we can go through the vetting room, as we have the dongles available to open the doors. So this is where things will start to get somewhat more tricky, as 4 of our last remaining targets are guards. So we're going to select our Seeker 1 and shoot guard number 1 in the back with the Seeker 1. He is now going to also get sick and also make his way to the bathrooms. We're going to pass back through the vetting room nice and quickly, and we are going to meet him along the way. Now, hopefully he doesn't also have X-ray vision and doesn't see the bodies, because if he sees the bodies, we could be in a lot of trouble. Luckily enough, he is rather blind. So when he gets into this area, we're going to let him get a little way past us, and then we're going to launch our knife at him, and down he goes. We are going to bother hiding the bodies still, as we're not quite done with this area. We are going to make his colleague sick as well, and we are focusing on the armed guards for the time being, and that will leave the researcher in the red jumpsuit all alone and vulnerable. So once he's been deposited in the cubicle, we're going to return to the recreation area. It's not much of a recreation area, a couple of tables and a couple of vending machines. It's still more than what they provide for us where I work. So selecting our Seeker 1, we're going to shoot our second guard with the Seeker 1. He is also now going to get sick, and we are going to meet him on the far side of the scanner room. I could actually duck through the vent once again and deposit him a little bit earlier. And there is somewhere to actually hide the body there as well. But never mind, I didn't think of that at the time, and we have a pretty good routine going here. So when the guard makes it into this area, just like we did with his colleague, we're going to launch our knife at his head, and down he goes. He didn't notice the big pile of blood on the floor there. So 3 targets left, and one of them is going to be somewhat difficult, as she does not want to play ball. So once we've deposited the guard in the cubicle, we're going to return once again to the recreation room. Now this young lady is out in the open, and there are people on the other side of the area who I think might be able to see us. So there are the last 2 guards up on the upper level. As you can see, there is a young lady across the way looking in this direction. So I'm going to try and lure our target away from the area, but she just immediately turns and looks at us. That banana could have come from anywhere, dear. What makes you think it was me? So what we'll do is we're just going to risk it for a biscuit, and we're going to launch our knife at her head, and hopefully the young lady over the other side of the building can't see this, as she will be too far away. And it turns out that she is. So we're just going to drag our victim here out of the way a little bit so that she isn't spotted. We're going to retrieve our knife, and we are down to 2 targets. Now this is going to be a bit tricky, as we're not going to be able to take them both out silent assassin as such. But once they are both eliminated, we will regain our silent assassin. So we're just going to launch our knife at one of the guards, render the other one unconscious with a fist fight. At this point we can retrieve our knife and launch it at his head. I was planning to drop him over a balcony for an accident kill, but it turns out that all of the balcony entrances have windows. So we're just going to drop him with one of the guns we've collected. There's no one around to hear it. And then all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape. And as long as we avoid the camera at the facility entrance, we are clear. So there we go, one more trending contract taken care of. Quite an enjoyable one with the extra amount of targets, all of which we have eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives to worry about, and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.